This week on Handyman Corner, we're going to show you how you can use one type of transportation to transport another type of transportation without actually transposing the one All right, what I'm talking about here is moving your boat, you know, like a trailer type of thing. But, of course, you don't necessarily need a trailer because the easiest way to lead a boat to water is just to throw the pig into your van. All right, you might want to check that the van's empty first. Might have your camping equipment in there, or in this case, a chandelier that I promised my wife I'd take back to the store. Okay, boat trailers. Now, boat trailers come in all sizes. You might have a real small boat trailer, or you might have a real big boat trailer. This one here, we could just fill this up with water and go canoeing right in the trailer itself. But maybe some of you don't have $2,000 to spend on a trailer. So what I suggest is you get one of them trailer spare tires, and then you just cruise the highways looking for an abandoned trailer with a flat. You not only get a trailer out of that, you get yourself usually a half-decent boat and motor, and once you file off the serial numbers, you can have yourself a nice summer. But for those of you who don't enjoy prison food, we're going to show you how you can make your own boat trailer to transport the form of transportation, you know, and using another. But for that, you're going to need another form of transportation. Get yourself a couple of old bikes. I got these here from the police auction. The cops stole them from Harold. Oh yeah, don't use good bikes. Okay, now this here is your galvanized steel piping. You're going to need that for the framework for your boat trailer, and I got a bunch of joints here. I got T joints, and I got the L joints, and I got X joints, and I got Q joints, and got pretty well the whole alphabet here, but just the consonants, not the vowels. Don't I mean, like an O joint is of no use to you at all, and of course a beer joint, that's a different story. Okay, now what you're going to need is a hacksaw to cut the galvanized piping. Well, you need a hacksaw. I use power tools. All right. Oh, I forgot. You might want to measure the width of the canoe first to make sure that it's wide enough. Ah, I got lucky there. Okay, now what you want to do is check the cut end of the pipe to see if there's any, you know, metal spurs or slivers or what have you. Yeah, she's loaded with them. All right, now we take a few of these L joints and T joints and what have you, and we have to connect them to the bike so that we can then connect the rods across to the bikes and make our framework. So we'll take one of these T joints here and just stick that down right on the handlebar. I don't know, how's that gonna hook on there if it's so solid? Maybe one of these. Well, I think what we'll have to use here is the handyman's secret weapon, duct tape. And there you have it, and you just saved yourself $1,000. And you know, when you're not using it as a boat trailer, you can use it as a bicycle built for two. And it's actually better than the real bicycle builds for two, because on them, the guy in the back is kind of a scary view. Okay, so our trailer's ready for our load, so let's get our load and put it on the trailer. Up about it. Up she goes. Okay, let's put her on here. Straighten her up. A little bit of duct tape. That's the duct tape. She goes. Okay. Now we just take our tongue and, well, not our tongue, the tongue of the trailer, and hook around to the hitch here. Okay, and then another little piece of duct tape. Safety first. And there you have it. So until next time, remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. I'm going boating. To make the show a little more sensitive, so I thought I'd talk about romance. I know some of you guys are starting to squirm thinking, uh-oh, where are we going with this? Well, don't worry. I've come up with a project that will not only put zing in your love life, it'll hone your fishing skills all at the same time. We're gonna make a backyard swing. Huh? Nothing says romance like a backyard swing for two. Well, at least nothing on my show. Okay, first thing you need is a back seat out of a 71 Ford Maverick. That should bring back a few romantic memories right there. All right, now to that, you just add a hunk of chain and a little handyman ingenuity. Hey? Okay, first of all, you want to hang the seat from something solid. Maybe that high tension wire up there. Yeah, that'd work good. Then just horse the chain up there. Maybe I don't need that much zing in my love life. Now the beauty of this swing is we're not going to have to push it back and forth. We're going to be up there sitting pretty, away from any of the landmines the dog might have left. Speaking of the dog, we're going to need some way to power this unit. So what we're going to do is, I've already hooked the bungee cord up to the bottom of the seat. Now I hook the other end to something firmly in the ground like this stick. All right, because we want the thing to go to and fro, right? We've taken care of the fro. Now we got to set up the to. All right, now to move the swing forward, we need a source of smooth forward power. And then for that, need another piece of rope and a pulley of some kind. Now, if you're lucky, you already have the rear end of an old car sticking out of your lawn somewhere. That's a sign of a true handyman. Nothing says creativity like a lawn full of rusty car parts. Unfortunately, it also says shaky marriage. You see how this works? No matter which way the rope is pulled, the swing moves forward smoothly. Now all we need to do is to add the power. I'm not talking horsepower. I'm talking dog power. Size of the dog is up to you. For Bernice and I figure we need about 200 pounds of Rottweiler, because I plan to do a fair bit of swinging. Easy, boy, easy, easy, easy. Let go of Daddy's leg. Let go, let go. All right. Settle down, settle down. There. All right, now, I'm going to demonstrate how the whole thing works. Let them stop foaming for a minute. Oh, now we're all set for many a romantic evening with your wife, your dog, while you practice your casting for trout season. What could be more romantic than that? So remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Of course, the trick is to snap the steak away from the dog before he gets it locked in his teeth. Now let go, Goliath, let go. Easy, boy, easy, let her go, let her go, let her go. Let her go. Had a little problem up the lodge, nothing serious. 20,000 gallons of some kind of toxic liquid mysteriously gathered at the low end of the parking lot. So the government guys come down here and they're in the process of pumping it all into these drums. They're going to go dump it into the Hudson River or something. But there's an upside. See, they've all gone off to the hospital because one of the guys spilled some of the stuff down the front of his pants. And he immediately stopped worrying about the ozone, started worrying about the fun zone. So now I'm left here with a high-volume gas-powered water pump and 200 feet of hose. And I'm sure you're thinking what I'm thinking. Jet boat. Is this a great idea or what, huh? It's light, it's strong, and it's shock absorbent. Always an asset when you dock a boat the way I do. Now, I sealed off the other end of the hose with the handyman's secret weapon, but I want to stick some kind of removable plug in this end, because this is going to be a fishing boat, and I'm planning on using the hose as a live well. I just need to find something the right size and shape. Going to be impressed with this boat, but I want it to be in a good way. So I need to add some kind of a cabin or a bridge to the unit. And like all of the great boat builders, Thor Heyerdahl, Robinson Crusoe, Huckleberry Finn, I'm going to make it out of the materials I have at hand. And there's my bridge. Even got a little windshield. Cleanest windshield you'll ever see. And that's how you take a bunch of leftover junk and turn it into something useful and attractive. Exact opposite of what the government does. Remember, women don't find you handsome. They should at least find you handy. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta get up to the yacht club for the sail pass. Seems these days, more and more people are taking longer and longer vacations. That's because more and more people are getting the hoist out of their jobs there, you know? So you want a holiday cheaply, but you want to go in style. Well, this week on Handyman Corner, we're going to turn the Possum van into a palace on wheels. That's right. All this stuff is going to go into the van there. We're going to be traveling in style. All right, we start by laying a remnant carpet in there that we got from Stinky Peterson. He actually owed it to me since his dog was sick. Now, carpeting's something that you might overlook, but you know what? The carpeting there makes it look like your van was customized by a professional customizer. So think customizerly. All right, once you got your wheel-to-wheel carpeting in there, you want to toss in your very favorite recliner rocker. I mean, you're going to be pretty tired after a hard day of driving. You need something comfortable to sit on, huh? When you're on vacation, spoil yourself. If this recliner is rocking, don't bother knocking. Or more likely, if it's reclining, don't bother chiming. All right, you're gonna need something to keep your food fresh and your beverages cold. You could buy one of them undersized, overpriced RV fridges, but I say, why bother when you already own one just like this? All right, now, just add a bed, microwave, entertainment center there, your clock radio, couple of gas lamps, picnic table, chemical toilet. You're in business. All right, I'm thinking we need to maybe scale down or scale up or maybe even lose some weight here. All right, time for a rethink. Well, you see how I got everything arranged in here? Well, you won't believe how it's opened space up, huh? I never thought for a second that the Possum van could turn into some. Watch yourself on the running boards here. But, you know, of course, the secret, you know, when you're doing a project like this is to place everything so that it uses the space economically, ergonomically, and, well, astronomically. Really, I got the washer here and the dryer. I got the whole unit all set up here. It's unbelievable, isn't it, how much space we're getting out of the van? Yeah. Of course, another secret is the Oriental art of the Feng Shui, I think, which is awful good with the breaded chicken. And what that is, it creates the space, gives you a flow. And you want to talk flow, how about hot and cold running water and a spare tire right there handy when you need it? I mean, is this cozy or what, eh? You can live like a king and take it on the road with you. Imagine just sitting in here and driving all day long, huh? Now that's a holiday. That's living. And of course, with this unit here, you got all the controls right at your fingertips, huh? You got your wipers, you got defrost, air conditioning, eh? So there you have it, the ultimate motorhome. Why don't we take her for a lap around the block and see how she handles? So remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. I'll tell you, you have never experienced full-blown terminal boredom until you sit through those holiday pictures taken by Buster Hatfield, or as we call them, the accidental tourist. But I'll tell you, even if you got great pictures, like my slides, you still can't get people to come over to your house and look at them. So that's why this week on Handyman Corner, I thought I'd show you how to make a portable projection system. And I'm not just talking about a slide projector on wheels. I'm talking about this. Your very own drive-away, drive-in theater. Because drive-ins are fun and they're romantic, especially the back seat. Now, your guests are going to sit in here just like they do at a drive-in. But with our unit, the screen is much more interactive. Because what we're going to do is just pop the hood up like this. We'll mount a screen on the inside, and the screen's right there in their face. We just open this up. Oh. All right. Okay, well, this hood opens the wrong way. Nice work, Harold. Don't worry about it. I'll just take her off, and we'll mount her properly. Now, when you remount that, you could weld on the old hinges, or you could bolt on new hinges, or you could use what I use, the handyman's secret weapon, duct tape. Alrighty, now she opens the right way. Thank you just the same, Harold. And prop that up in there, and now what we need is something to use as a screen. I'm thinking something clean and white, maybe one of the lodge sheets. something a little cleaner and whiter than that. I got an idea. Door off a fridge. We'll use that side there. You know, they say you're supposed to take the door off a fridge before you throw it out anyway. And we'll have to throw that one out now for sure. Okay, so we got our screen mounted inside the hood there, and I've run the power supply back from the battery, courtesy of a couple of sets of jumper cables. Use as many as you like. And they're going to power the slide projector here, which I'm going to throw in up onto the back shelf of the car, which is not really good for anything anyhow. Hook goes up. There we go. Now, to power the whole unit up, all we have to do is start the car. Oh, boy, that's bright, isn't it? Wow. That's enjoyable, too. But we've left out the one thing that teenagers enjoy doing most at a drive-in, eating popcorn. So all we got to do is take the lid off our jar of popcorn here and turn her upside down over that hole, making all the noise in the exhaust manifold. There we go. Now the heat of the engine will pop the popcorn. There we go. And she comes out back here. Of course, what you want to do is to attach a piece of flexible piping so you can channel that popcorn up into some kind of a container, like that. And you can have your various other treats in here, your chocolate bars, your drinks, your what have you. And there you have your very own portable drive-in theater with all the accoutrements. So remember, the women don't find you handsome. They should at least find you handy. Let's get back to our slideshow. Oh boy, you're gonna love this. All right, now that's a little out of focus, I know, but see that guy there? Forget his name. He was funny. Oh, yeah, this is a picture of his wife. Oh no, that's the Rockies. Well, Bruce Thompson going after the ski and golf resort. It got me thinking about some way you could be golfing year-round without having to phone in sick to the office from Florida all winter. Of course, this would mean you'd have to be golfing indoors. And for that, of course, you're going to need a pretty big house. Probably 140 million square feet. Maybe go with that one of them open concept things and high ceilings, because you're going to need some mature trees in there and maybe a bathtub water hazard and a dog leg in at least 3 of the rooms. I'll tell you what you can do. You can have an indoor driving range. All you need is one of these old-fashioned golf balls, the kind that inside is all an elastic, wound round, 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 round. You got to unwind all that. I'll tell you, when I was a teenager, oftentimes we'd spend an entire summer just unwinding the one golf ball, be maybe 4 miles long. That's the kind of fun we had with rubber when we were kids. Times have changed, haven't they? All right, so step 1 is you got to get the outer casing off the ball. Club selection's important. I'm going to go with my tree wood. All right, here we go. 4. Okay. Plan B. What am I thinking of? Safety first, huh? All right, well, I got it all taken apart here, and I got the elastic unwound, but I may have cut a little deep, just about everything there, so Handyman has to be able to adapt, so another source of elastic, you know, I got the elastic in the underwear waistband, you know, and I'll be right with you on this. There we go. All right, now you take the end of that and you just attach that to the ball using the Handyman's secret weapon, duct tape. All right, now you would do this, of course, with a golf ball, but Harold wanted me to use something a little bit bigger, so we got a croquet ball here. Harold says that reads better on television, which is kind of confusing to me. I thought people watched television so they didn't have to read. And then the other end of the elastic you would attach to a normal golf tee here, and gosh, I would put a real good knot on that if I were you. You don't have to use a tee, in fact. You could use a candle or a beer bottle. But with my medical insurance, I thought I'd go with the tee. And you can set the whole unit up here on a cribbage board, and that way you put the tee into the cribbage board, and you don't actually have to drill a hole in the floor of your family room. Unless you really enjoy doing stuff like that. All right, and when you pick your area, Try to make sure that it's, you know, away from some furniture that you have some value in, the china cabinets or a chandelier, that type of thing. And the target now should be somewhere out there, maybe one of them big double sliding doors, get them opened up, or at least hit it into a room you don't care about. But remember, keep your head still. That was a beauty. Felt good. I got all that one. And the beauty of this system is the elastic will bring the ball right back to you. And you get a chance to rest between shots. So remember, women don't find you handsome. They should at least find you handy. You know, with everybody out on Possum Lake trying to catch themselves a catfish, I thought I would share with you one of the secrets to freshwater fishing. Just one word: image. You gotta look like you're the expert. It doesn't catch any more fish, but it sure intimidates the other fishermen and fisherwomen, fisher kids and so on. And it makes them lose their concentration. They start doing stupid things. You know, sticking their hooks in their thumbs or trying to scale fish with the outboard motor. Or even worse, they try to copy you. And that pretty much guarantees failure. Now I got a couple of fishing boats on a trailer here. I did have them on a trailer. Well, it looked like a 1 7/8, but I guess that was a 2-inch hitch. Anyway, there's only two ways really to create an image. One is to lie, which has been pretty much overused since the Nixon era. And the other one is to have real impressive looking fishing equipment. But that takes a lot of money. So today I'm going to show you how you can use a real cheap method to look like a rich, successful fisherman. You've all seen a stretch limo. You heard of one of them DC Stretch 8 airplanes. How about a stretch fishing boat? All you need is a chainsaw, and you can turn a pair of punts into a 2-huller. There we go. Now we got all our pieces to make ourselves a really big fishing boat. Here's an extra bonus. We managed to make ourselves an anchor. That was lucky. All right, now what we gotta do is separate our bow out from our stern here to start stretching her out. So let's get the bow out of the way. Ready? Just gonna try to line up the cuts there. Good. All right, now we get the stern out through there. All right. Now all we gotta do is come in here and take our midship, move it back into our midship. There we go. Now, of course, you just connect all these pieces together using, say, rivets or welding or, you guessed it, the handyman's secret weapon, duct tape. Now, the paddles here have got to go, because you cannot be powering a craft of this nature and try to look affluent if you're driving along with paddles. So I would recommend you go with an outboard motor on there of some nature, maybe 100 horsepower, maybe even more, depending on how bad your seams leak. Oh, wow. All right, we have a couple of pieces left over here. We have a bow and we have a stern. You know how I hate leftovers. Got an idea. There we go. What's better than a stretch fishing boat? How about a stretch fishing boat with a bimini top, huh? Keeps the sun off you and your cooler. Keeps the rain off. Talk about image, you look like Cleopatra barging your way down the Nile. So, until next time, happy fishing, and remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Oh, here's another bonus. She doubles as a lifeboat. That's probably the most important feature of all. Well, with Rock Reef Point about to become the #1 tourist spot in the area, I think it's up to the residents of Possum Lake to make those tourists feel at home by taking as much of their money as possible. And the best way to do that is by selling them overpriced food. So today on the Handyman Corner, I'm going to show you how you can make a portable snack counter. You know, today's urbanite, everything is go, go, go. So you want to sell them anything, you got to be on the go yourself. That's the beauty of this unit right here. All you need is a piece of kitchen countertop and a couple of old seat belts that were just wearing a hole in the back of your pants anyhow. And you're all set. You just pick her up and you can follow your tourists down the street or even into the woods, preparing food as they check out the various sites. Next step, pick out yourself up a bunch of these small appliances which you can get at a yard sale or whatever. You might get an old toaster or one of of these hot air popcorn popper units or a camp stove, or you get the idea of it. Now, if you need electricity for some of these because they're electrical appliances and they use that type of thing, what you want to do is get yourself a shopping cart. Now, a lot of the seniors use these, so they're easy to borrow or whatever. And what you want to do is open that up and fill that up with some of the car batteries. And then you want to cut the handle here right in half so she'll thread through your belt loops. Makes it easier for towing. Now, to connect all the appliances onto the counter, we could drill holes and bolt them in there, or we could glue it on some sort of polymer adhesive there, but that would probably ruin the marble laminate bake stuff. So instead, we're going to use the Handyman secret weapon, duct tape. Now, she's starting to take shape, isn't she? Got everything laid out here just the way I want it. Got the popcorn maker there at the end, I got the toaster next to that, and they're both sitting on top of my microwave oven there. That's all plugged into the batteries, of course, and I got the camp barbecue, kind of a neat little thing. Briquettes are a little scary. And over on this side, I got the deep fryer, and I got the crepe maker, I got the donuts there, I got the drinks, and I got a little hot plate over here, and I got a little hot chocolate cappuccino or something. And this is here, the tap holes, something I've done real neat here. Ideal for the condiments. I just reach down underneath, give it some squeeze, got myself some ketchup, and I add a little mustard to that. No problem. Let's fire her up. Now, maybe fire is a bad word. Well, there I got her working now, and I can follow those tourists anywhere they want to go, making food for them. Even if they're not on the go, they certainly will be back to eat this stuff. So if women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Here's cooking at you, kid. Science has put a man on the moon, cured a bunch of diseases, and even defined the origin of the universe. But as yet, they have failed to solve the ultimate mystery, how to make a half-decent amphibious car. So today on Handyman Corner, I'm going to solve the question that has plagued mankind since, well, the late 50s, I guess. See, anybody who's made an amphibious car has failed because they started with a car and tried to make it seaworthy. I'm going to start with a boat and make it roadworthy. I got this boat here. She already floats, got a motor on her. All I need to make it into a car is a set of wheels. But wait a minute. This boat already has a set of wheels on the trailer. All I got to do now is hook up the motor so that it will drive the wheels. Sounds hard, right? Wrong. See, all you need is one more outboard motor, so you got one for each side. Then all you do is remove the propeller, the cotter pin on here. Oh, no. And of course, you got to remember now, outboard motors are water-cooled. Now, we're going to compensate for that by going really, really fast. Now, all you got to do is remount this so that this shaft rubs up against the tire, and you let friction do the rest. There we go. Now just drop her into gear. Okay, I'm thinking belt drive. Now for making the belt, I suggest something strong, flexible, and waterproof. The Handyman's secret weapon, duct tape. All right, just lay that in there. Boy, that wouldn't be any more snug if I'd actually taken the time to measure it. All right, let's give her a try. Just start up the motor. All right, now I did that to show you what happens if you don't cut a groove in the tire to hold the belt in. You weren't thinking, were you? You want to be careful with this because rubber doesn't grow on trees. Well, all right, yeah, it does, but be careful when it comes. Be careful. All right, there's our groove done. We got our belt in it. You know, they say necessity is the mother of invention. Don't know who the father is. Probably remorse. All right, now I've done the same thing on the other side. Got another outboard motor over there and got the groove in the tire and the belt on there. Of course, I kept the original outboard motor on the back because she's got the prop on her, and that's how we're gonna drive our boat. Now, the way we steer this thing is the same way they steer the bulldozers and the tanks by speeding up one side or the other. So, if you want her to turn left, you speed up this motor. If you want her to turn right, you speed up this motor. Keep them both going the same speed, you're going straight ahead. And the beauty of this is, you want to make a real sharp corner, just fire one of them into reverse. Now, here's something to think about. The boat floats, but the trailer doesn't. So you have to attach one to the other. Spend a little extra and make her solid. So remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Now let's go driving our amphibious car. Choke to that, choke. Come on, baby. Oh boy, oh boy. I'm gonna get seasick on dry land. I hear a lot of people talking about how living in the country isn't as good as living in the city. They say there's nothing to do, no fancy restaurants or crack houses or anything. Personally, I like living in the country. You know, it's a place where a creative person can express himself on a limited budget, and where the local building bylaws tend to be under-enforced. I'll show you what I'm talking about. This here is a dining tent where you can go in there and enjoy a meal without the flies and mosquitoes getting in there. Or if you like flies and mosquitoes, you can take them in there with you, and the tent will stop them from getting out. Well, today, I'm going to turn this rural dining tent into a swank, urban, revolving restaurant. Okay, the first thing I need is something to use as rollers. I went with these 4-inch sewer pipes because that's the size the road construction crew was using. Now, once I get them all spread out, I'm going to need a platform for my tent to sit on. I'm going to use these sheets of plywood right here, and I figured I needed a 16-foot diameter circle. So I had my dog on an 8-foot leash and just let him walk around me. Now all I have to do is cut along the paw prints, and I've got my platform. I'm using this fire hydrant as an anchor for the whole unit. It's strong, it's not going anywhere. And I figured it'll come in handy for when I have my kitchen fire. Now all I do is lay my board on over top of these rollers, and I'm gonna put them down with the road signs facing up. That way it'll feel like we're traveling all over the world. Well, all over my world. For those of you who studied physics, you know, in the detention center or whatever, you know that it doesn't take much power to turn a wheel, as long as the wheel is big enough and you apply the force to the very outside edge. So I got a wire brush hooked into my electric drill here. I got her locked in the on position. All I gotta do is plug her in and we're in business. Oh yeah, one more thing. Be sure to run your extension cord up through the center of the unit, because if you run it on the outside, then when the platform turns, there can be problems. Okay, we're all ready for the final step, adding the restaurant. I bet they don't have anything like this in the city. So remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Let's take this restaurant for a spin, huh? Hey, wouldn't a drink of water go good now?